Okay, this is a short little follow-up video. It's based around the concept of doubling and halving, but we're going to talk about specifically when you're dealing with numbers that have a decimal place that is 0.5. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is especially when you're changing scale factors by something like 0.5, you end up with a lot of decimals, but simple decimals like 0.5. So last week's task, you may have ended up with a lot of, sort of things like 3.5 times 8. So I just want to run over a way of using doubling and halving strategy to solve these easily. So let's have a look at it first. 3.5 times 8. Now, if you haven't watched the doubling and halving lesson before this, I suggest you do. Now, but the key things for doubling and halving as a strategy on the whole is you need to have one even number and one, well, we're calling this an odd number because it ends with a 0.5. But even when you're using normal digits, you can only do doubling and halving strategy if you either have two evens or an even and an odd. You can't do it when both numbers are odd because you can't half an odd number easily. So anyhow, we've got an even and a, for our intents and purposes, odd. So we can look at this and we can go, well, let's half. We're always going to half the full number because then we're doubling the number with the 0.5 on it. So half of 8, you should know this off the top of your head, is 4. If you don't, I don't think you should be watching this video. Now, half of 8 is 4, and double 3 is 6, and 2 halves, 0.5, 2 halves is a whole, so 6 plus 1 is 7. So 3.5 times 8 is the same as 7 times 4. 4 sevens are 28. So let me draw this as a diagram so you see what I'm saying. 3.5, I'm going to draw big circles. There's 3 big circles, and here's a half a circle. If we're doubling that, we finish the half, we get 3 more big circles, 2, 3, and we luckily get to, then we've still got a half. Now we just use that half to finish this one here. Just so that you can see that as a visual diagram. 3.5 plus 3.5 equals 7. So that's essentially what you're doing is you double this one and 2 halves makes a whole. So you add that, together. So let's try another one. Here's another one. 0.5 times 2. So you're like, well, 2 lots of 0.5, a half plus another half equals a whole, so that's 1. And we need a half this one. It's half of 2, 1. So 1 times 1 equals 1. So 0.5 times 2 equals 1. That helps actually describe what I've just said over here. Here's another one. Let's do another one. 1.5, I think someone actually had this week, times 2, times 2, we can do this, why not, times 2, we'll just do this one. 1.5 times 2, easy as, so 1 times 2 is 2, 0.5 times 2 is 1, as we've worked out over here, so that doubling 1.5 equals 3, double and half, that equals 1. 3 times 1 equals 3. That was not the one I wanted to do. I wanted to do something along the lines of 2.5 times 6. 2.5 times 6, doubling 2.5, double 2 is 4, double 0.5 is 1, so that equals a total of 5, and halving 6 equals 3, so it equals 15. 2.5 times 6 equals 15, because it's the same as 5 times 3. That's how to use doubling and halving to solve basic decimal problems.